She's heading to the forge.
Why? Why the fuck is she going there? What is in there that she needs so bad? I don't understand her. Oh my god.
And it doesn't grant magic the same way other runes do, but it gives her the ability to undo or break something. Mm-hmm. Okay, which is cool. Fine.
So don't give it to her because she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. So we did need red mic. So
how many fucking times do you need to make a deal that fucks you over for you to understand how to make a fucking deal?
what I'm saying.
This girl's a moron. And then in this chapter, she's like, I need somebody with me to make deals from now on.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Ale.
And I'm Carla. And this is Booked and Buzzin'.
From bestseller to hidden gems, we're going to be sharing our thoughts, reviews, and all the latest buzz in the book world.
Today, we're going to be going over chapters 41 to 50 for Brimstone. It is our in-depth review, read-through,
opinion, vibe.
Yeah. We need to come up with a name for this kind of series, but
I know
that's basically what it is. You guys know. So, our last video left off on a really hot note, and if you notice, our little red girl has made an appearance.
Yeah. So we have finally brought back our red mic because I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She speaks for both of us when she says that.
So in the future, we will have 2 red mics as needed. But for now, we have 1. And the red mic just signals like, I'm pissed. Yeah. I dislike. And
strong opinions.
It's not my vibe.
I got shit to say.
Yeah. So it is here for chapters 41 to 50.
Yeah.
And we have our spicy mango margaritas.
Yeah, look, guys, we switched it up.
So,
These are good.
These hit strong, so it might get even wilder.
I don't need that to go off, but yeah.
Oh my god.
So
let's
kick it off with 41. It's a great introduction. Yeah. Guess where Saris and Fisher are? The cabin.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
I guess what they're talking about.
After what just fucking happened, they're at the cabin.
They're at the cabin.
Do you know something? When I have a very stressful day, the last thing I do is be like, well, I'm an overthinker. But the last thing I do is be like, oh, let me cozy up. Especially when I have a mountain of problems.
Yeah, same.
I try and find solutions.
I can't even sleep. I cannot even sleep. I mean, whatever. There are people that sleep better when they're stressed.
I could understand this better if they had they were fucking heavily drinking. I'd be like, yeah, that's
yeah. But no, they're
at their little cabin,
and he's
Saris
pacing
has another
back
ruin.
And forth.
Guess who has another room?
Yep.
Fucking Sarah.
For protecting and saving Tal.
Yeah.
She gets another rune.
We don't know what it is right now, but you find out within these next 10 chapters.
You don't know. And Fisher is pacing back and forth. And she's like, come hold me.
Bullshit. I'd be fucking pacing back and forth, right? No.
Yep.
The cabin wouldn't happen if it was me.
No.
But they're there. They're talking.
They're there.
He's pacing back and forth. Zovena and Isabel are both locked in their rooms. Why are they not locked in dungeons? The witch, I don't care about. I don't think she did anything wrong. She served her purpose. They had a huge argument about it in the previous chapter. But she was like, I'm a fucking witch. This is a great... what I did was literally a goal that we've had forever. And also, you're fucking welcome. I did end the blood court. True. So, I'm not pissed at her. But... if I was at the point where I was like, I'm locking you in a room, you're going in the dungeon. Why does Zovena get a room?
Yep.
Why does she get a fucking room?
Yep. Why is Zovena there? I'll start there. Why is Zovena someone that we need to transport back with us? But anyways, this is great because they're talking about the blood curse, and maybe you're like, oh, they're in the cabin and they're having time to, talk things out. No, sexual shit again.
They basically just cuddle, essentially, is what they're doing in this.
Yeah, but then he says stupid shit like, you look so hot.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, it's just a cupcaking session. It's not really, anything. The only thing that they talk about, really, is that Saris expresses that she's afraid that by breaking the curse on herself,
that she'll
go back to being human.
Yeah.
Which, like, okay, and?
Yeah. And no, but she's like, oh, if I'm human, then my lifespan. And then
Yeah.
Fisher's like, I'll die with you. Okay.
So, anyways, pointless. They wake up, and then guess what?
I did want to say one thing because I have a red mic.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Listen to me. Quote coming. Fisher had been nothing short of vile to me when he
Yes.
brought me through the Quicksilver into this realm. He had been cold and aggressive, and I had hated him with 99% of my heart. But the 1% had already been what? What? Who is editing this? Who read this book
Her editors.
and was like, "Yup, ready to go, publish it out"? Listen to me. This is part of the red mic story here. This story had potential.
Yeah, I did.
It truly did.
Yeah.
I loved the Silverian chapters. I loved some of the things that were setting up the Tau, the Rot, the unbeatable monsters, the this and the
were very
different
refreshing.
realms. Then we have gods and then Madra, and we don't know what she is. Like, there was so much potential. And I do think that her editors fucked it up.
Yeah,
Because as an author, I can imagine being so locked into your piece that you don't see the outside of it, right? Like, you're just writing, and you're like, this sounds good. But you need someone to be like, hey, ¿a dónde tú fuiste con este?
Yeah.
When are
There's
we
too
going to
much
circle
this,
back
there's
to this?
too much that. You forgot this, you forgot that.
And then we write this little paragraph of how he was an asshole, but there was 1% that she was already in love with him because of the mating bond. This is lazy. This is not good. This is not interesting to me. That entire chapter, that entire paragraph where she's saying this, I roll, like, be so fucking for real. He was an asshole. And I understand that that's a trope. I don't like it, but I can respect it if done right. Mm-hmm. The 1% had already, like...
Yeah, it was stupid. I found this at this point. I was dragging my feet. I didn't want to read this anymore. Literally every word that I read, I was rolling my eyes at because I was just so over it at this point. Which is sad because I was excited about this book.
Yeah.
And, like, I would say you dislike the book more than I do. But when I finished Quicksilver, I felt like, okay, didn't love it, didn't hate it, somewhere in between. This book, I don't like it.
I don't like this book.
I don't like literally anything that happened. I don't know what people have been saying about the book because I've been trying to stay away from spoilers.
Same.
So I'm gonna probably do some research on that today.
I also not only this, but I'll tell you something. Mm-hmm. Very rarely, even when I finish the book, when we're creating our own content, I still shy away from other people's opinion because I don't want to be swayed into their thoughts or their theories. So I try really hard not because I'm saying like I don't copy any other creator. No, not like that.
I get
but
you.
I'm just saying
Same.
like
I
don't
try to not like
consume content.
I want to finish the book and form my opinion before I look at anything else. So same. I don't want spoilers. But I'm gonna see what the reception was because I know a lot of people were criticizing the editing in this book.
Okay.
Because of grammatical errors and things like that. I just don't know
it's the least
what
of
the
our problems
reception
over
was. This chapter was so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Oh no, but it gets better because after that.
No, I know what happens. Let me say it because you know how I fucking feel about this. Saris wakes up and guess what? She's on her way somewhere.
To the forge!
She's fucking going somewhere. And Carrion is like, hey, I need you over here real quick. And she's like, I can't. I don't have time. She literally tells him, I don't have time for this.
Carrion, what do you need?
She's like, I don't have time for this. What are you going to go do? What are you of all the things that have just fucking happened, you're going to the forge?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Don't you think you should bust down Tao's door and be like, wake the fuck up? Or go question Zovena and be like, bueno, ya que te tengo aquí, I'm torturing you.
Yeah, you're in the forge.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And you're on your way to the fucking forge and you don't have time? You don't have time?
Yeah.
Why not?
You have nothing but
Carrion
time.
has barely spoken to her this book.
Yeah.
Barely. So if he's like, I need to show you something, why don't you be like, what is it that you need to show me? Explain it to me before I even go anywhere with you.
But wait, because I have the best line ever.
Give it to me.
Okay. I have to go to the forge. And Carrie interacts like, why? She's like, because it was my court that was affected.
And what does that have to do with the forge?
No, but not even that. You mean the court you didn't give a single fuck about?
Dude.
You're acting like you need to go save your court because you're the queen. Like you have
the forge, though. She's gonna do that in the forge.
I know, but
you
also,
get what I'm saying?
But even the way, even her saying that I need to go. It's my court that were affected. I'm the queen of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. ¿Y qué has hecho?
And
what have you done prior? You never gave a fuck about meeting them. Mm-hmm. You didn't give a fuck about learning their history or learning what they're up to or learning their goals or being a part of them. Mm-hmm. Nothing. You did nothing. You're a queen by name.
Literally.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like, te quedó grande. Te quedó grande. Okay, you have to go, and because this is what you're making, it literally feels like she's like this high mighty. I have to go figure out what happened to my court, and Carrie's in my way, and I'm very busy.
But why are you going to the forge?
Who knows? I don't know.
I just can't stand this. Like, I'm busy with what?
I don't get it.
Okay, because it was my court that was affected. And what are you busy with because of that? Tell me. Explain to me what you're about to go do that you're so fucking busy. It's something else if she's like, I don't have time. I can't with this right now. I can't. My brain is about to explode. That I get. Yeah. That I understand. But just being I don't have time for this. Why not? But you have time to go to your little fake cabin and fuck?
Yeah.
You don't have time for, like, anything but that? I'm a forward, bro. I can't with this girl. I can't. So whatever. She ends up going to Carrion's room. Carrion has, like, a whole bunch of shit in his room. Books, drawings. He's entertaining the idea of potentially being
the heir.
Yeah, the heir. Like, taking up his role as the heir.
Yeah. But long story short, the whole idea is that he wants her to see something that he thinks he's going crazy with. Yeah. And basically as he has like a crap ton of plants all over his room, and he's like freaking out, right? Like he's just talking about his thoughts and all these things, and Sirius is listening, but as she notices that as he's talking, the plants start blooming and blooming and blooming,
growing and growing, yeah.
And she's like, have you seen this? And Carrion's like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. Like, I'm not going crazy, right? Like, the more I talk, the more they react.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, we have to, like, what does this mean?
We don't know. But also, maybe in the next book we'll find out if we read it, which I think we will.
I guess that will be another episode for sure.
But we find out that one of the plants, he's like, this one is not supposed to have flowers. Like, it's just like, I don't know why now it's growing flowers. And she's like, oh, that's interesting. So whatever. You can surmise that he has an affinity for this. Like, this is going to be one of his magics.
Yeah. Sure, great. I don't know.
That happens. Then they look out the window and they see some soldiers coming, and they're like, let's run.
And it's led by Lorith.
Yeah.
This is petty, but I have to say it.
Say it.
This is petty. But also, this is around the time where I start noticing certain writing things that annoy me.
Like
the warriors from Irin are coming, right? And they're being led by Lorith. Okay?
Yeah.
Lorith.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Lorith?
I know Lorith.
You do? Great.
Yeah.
Why do we still have this fucking idiot conversation around Lorith of the Broken Spire?
Oh.
So annoying
I don't
to
know.
me. I know this is petty. I'm sorry. It
can be
but
petty.
I was just like, I don't know if it's just because at this point of the book I'm so over it, but even like that sentence was like, ugh. Like it's just like, what's that English word? Like burdensome in the writing. Like, it's just burden to me. It's just like dumb words that you're trying to.
I take that as her trying to be like fantasy-ish when she says it, but it doesn't. I know
it
who
adds
he
nothing
is.
to me.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
Chapter 42 opens up with Lorith. He's pissed as fuck. Criticizes the witch.
He had to evacuate.
Ren.
But he had to evacuate with the warriors because the rot spread.
Yes.
And it should be at Kalish in 12 to 16 hours.
Yeah.
12 to 16 hours.
But what takes precedence is an argument between Lorith and the fucking witch.
And the witch. Yeah, they're just like, you suck. No, you suck more. No,
he uses his magic,
you're horrible.
Which he never does. And he like basically levitates her and is like fucking choking her. I'm calling it now. So Callie Hart says she wants this to be a 3-part book, and then she wants 2 more books about characters in the book. So like basically like spin-offs. I'm calling it Lorith and the Witch are gonna have a thing.
You think?
Yeah, I think this is gonna be like an enemies to lover kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the vibe I'm getting. And then probably the other book would be like Renfis and Everlane, which by the way is nothing new on Everlane. That
I
bitch is still in a
think
coma.
that this might be. I might have to think about this, and I reserve the right to change my mind.
Okay.
But I think the only thing I might be interested in reading is Carrion. Maybe. Like if
Carrion book, you're
aside
right.
from the trilogy, which is something that we're going to agree or disagree to read for the third book, I'm still like,
Is that
you
gonna
know,
be a one glass review?
it might be for you.
De pinga for a one glass review.
But if there are 2 books that are like for side character building, like I'm not gonna read those. I might be persuaded if I read a Carrion.
No, the
one.
most I would do is one more book to close out the series.
Okay.
That's the only reason I would entertain continuing this is because there's one last book. The only reason I'm going to continue to read Fourth Wing is because you like it. And
I
we've
do.
already talked about it. And there's only 2 more, I believe. If she says it's going to be an 8-part book, bitch, you're on your own.
I respect that.
I can do 2 more.
I think you have way
begrudgingly.
more tolerance though, because I'm genuinely wondering if I'm gonna read the third one, and you've read 3 Fourth Wing that you hate, so
Yeah.
I'll stick it out for you.
We'll cross that bridge.
We'll talk about it.
cross
But
that bridge.
anyways.
So yeah, Lorith and the Witch have a back and forth. He's basically insulting her, saying she
Yeah.
probably never like even looked for Renfis. She's saying that she tried, blah blah blah. And they're like, okay, so where do we go? What do we do? And
This is
Sarah,
my
they're
favorite
like,
part.
Sarah, what does the book say? And she's like, I don't know.
No. I want more to say about this because here's the thing. This is what
But she
crazy
doesn't even like think to turn the page. She's like, I don't know.
what book?
The book.
The
And Lorith
book?
is like, yeah, what does the book say? Like,
No. But this is my favorite part because before we get there, okay, Lorith is like, hey, what if you check that book of premonitions, right? Like he's like, I have a great idea that no one else thought about. And then Sirius is like, oh, of course, the book. Fucking idiot.
yeah. And it's funny
And
because she
then-
calls it her most prized possession, but
Yeah.
it's the last thing on her fucking mind.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this girl is like, no.
Yeah.
And then, this is my favorite part. Fisher goes, well, check it if you want, but don't feel compelled to just because they ask you to. And Lorith goes, oh, of course.
I can't think
and
of a
I
more-
am here like, what the fuck?
I can't think of a more like useless partner.
Yep.
Because part of having a partner is somebody who like can call you on your shit.
Or be like,
Be like, mija, hello,
hello.
the book. And you don't even have to say de mala forma. But you could be
No.
like, babe, check the book. Maybe there's
hello.
something in there.
Dude, how many times does my husband, I read, like, and not in a bad way or anything like that, but I do something, he's like, hello? Like, we'll do it like this. Or,
Or
he's
like, no, but it's,
you know?
it's normal. Like,
Yeah.
same. Like my
And
husband
vice
will be
versa.
like, hey, did you do this? And I'm like, oh shit, no. And he's like, go.
Hello?
you have to do that. Hurry
Yeah.
up.
So it's like, don't feel compelled to
Don't
do
feel
it.
I would have been
so
like,
basically, let me tell you
abre el
this.
puto libro y pasa la página.
The rot is coming to consume you. And you're like, I'll only check the book of premonitions if it feels right for you.
And this is why the book would have been read beginning to end. Listen, even if I tried, which I wouldn't have, but even if I tried to like slow pace it, at that point I would have been like, no, yo voy a leer esta cosa entera. Or I would have been like, forget it, I'm reading the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm just like, I hated the whole interaction. That whole interaction. I was like, so you guys are all
Also,
stupid.
you know what pissed me off? Lorith was fucking heated, hot as fuck. Saris comes in and she's like, what are you guys doing? And he's like, fine, I'll let her go. If I'm hot, there's nothing that's bringing me down. I don't give a fuck who walks in and is like, what are you doing? I'd be like, do you want some?
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yep.
That doesn't turn off.
Yep.
And then it just completely dissipates for him, and he's like, "Hey, Saris." Instead, realistically,
I
he would have
hate
fucking
that.
still been strangling her, and
I
he would have been
hate
like,
that.
"Bro, what's in the book? Check the book." He would have
hate
given
that
her an
part
attitude. Some
so
anger would have
much.
slipped, and I'm not saying it's right to displace your anger, but it is realistic.
Yeah.
That is what
But
happens.
I feel like this is upsetting because you're right. If you're reading the character the way it is, and Lorith has always been almost like comic relief, like he's like fun,
Yeah,
he's
he's
like
chill.
whatever, and he never uses his power. He busts out his power, and Ceres comes in. He's like, "JK,
he's like, "Sorry." Sorry.
God.
First of all, I don't give a fuck about you. Anyways.
Whatever. She
So-
checks a stupid book that's her
Yeah.
prized possession, and it says to read after even light. And Adina says not to take the blood curse. Do not let your new lord drink. The time will come, but not yet. We don't know. We have no idea if that time will ever come.
Mm-hmm.
And what a coincidence, right? That Tal didn't give them the vials. Whatever.
I know. You didn't even have to say that.
Yeah. Then
Like,
it's
pointless.
like, whatever. Then it says read on at the White Cliffs. So
this
they need
dumbass,
to evacuate.
No. This dumbass is like, there's nothing in here. They're like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, no, it doesn't say anything. It just says like, don't drink from the vial and then read on at the White Cliffs. And they're like, oh, perfect. Now we know where to go. And she's like, huh? And they're like, the White Cliffs. We're gonna go to the White Cliffs. And she's like, oh yeah, good idea. What a fucking listen, to be fair, that would be me because I'm stupid. I'd be like, yeah, there's nothing in here. But she's a dumbass throughout the whole book, and I'm not that stupid, you know? But to be fair, objectively speaking, I would also be like, no, there's nothing in here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this didn't help me in any way.
Yeah. I'm not good at reading between the lines in that sense, where I just be like, no, sorry. It just says like, don't drink from the vial and then read on at the White Cliffs. That's it.
We don't know what the White Cliffs are.
Yeah.
But they do.
So they
like,
start
I
the
don't know,
evacuation process, and
to
then
go from Kalish to Inishtar.
and do you know who's going with them?
Sylvana.
Do you know that bitch would have been tied to her bed waiting for the rot if it was me? I would have been like, ahora sí, maricona.
Te voy a te voy a decir algo. Te voy a decir algo. Para mí, right? Like for real, me. Sylvana would have died like at her coronation. Vaya.
Me too.
Like,
Hello. I was like, why is she coming? For her? I would have seen her and
lasted
speared
so
her.
long. Why has she lasted so long?
No, I agree. She'd have been dead as fuck. But I guess in part you could argue that maybe they're saving her for Tal. But like, okay, Fisher's doing
Tal
that.
has made it clear. He's made it clear that he doesn't like whatever has happened between him and her has passed.
But he loves her, regardless of that.
I don't think so.
Up until later on in this like recap, he does. He does, because why else would he fucking force her to turn human?
Yo que sé.
Or Faye, whatever. He does. He cares for her, period. Point blank. And and it's explicitly mentioned. I'll bring it up later. But
Okay.
whatever.
Anyways.
So they're like, everybody needs to evacuate.
Yeah.
Danya, la muy maricona, she comes in.
No, I think she's great.
No,
at this point.
she's
At this
she
grade, she's
rubs
the
me the
only-
wrong way.
She is the only stable mind here. She's the only stable mind here. She comes in and she's like, "Hey, so we're retreating, right? Great." And I get it. Like her whole point is like, no, we need to figure this out.
Yeah,
Right. So maybe
I
she's
get
not being
that.
totally strategic because she doesn't know what will happen. But at least she's being like, we can't just keep retreating and retreating and retreating. Like we
Yeah.
need to do something about this, right? Fisher takes like I don't know how many years he's been in general, but he's a sucky one at that. Because he's like, okay, then knife our friends and kill our friends and all the brimstone and then whatever.
Oh, wait, hold on. Your friends, not mine. They're not mine. This is not my castle. This is your castle. Your friends. I'll knife them. I don't give a fuck. Look,
Por eso te
I
digo.
can argue that the
Por eso
fire
te
sprites
digo.
serve a bigger purpose than to just keep Kalish like warm. Okay, they're all the fire sprites that exist, right? So
Yeah.
I can argue that like maybe that'll disbalance things in the world.
Yeah.
Whatever. I honestly didn't care much for this interaction. They basically just argue, and she's like, "No, we need to fucking use them." And
Sometimes
Fisher's
sacrifices
like,
need to get made and then they go back and forth.
and then Fisher's basically like, touch him and see what happens. And then she's like, and if I do, like, she's just basically squaring up to him. And then stupid bitch Ceres is like, she better stop before I
No,
step
no,
in.
I wrote it. This one.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming with the receipts to my annoyance. And Ceres is like, how sad that they are like arguing. But if she talks to him one more time like that, she was going to spear her to the wall. Yeah, sure you are. First of all,
Well,
who are you?
I can relate. You can relate.
But also, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? But also, speak to my fucking husband like that and see what happens.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll go crazy before he does. But just because it's coming out of her mouth, I'm just like, shut up. So they basically argue, and then this is a really long chapter full of a whole lot of fucking nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
they
There's,
start
like, an interaction with Hayden about
they start a retreat
shit.
plan, and like basically that meeting concludes. They're gonna do what they want. Dana's not gonna be listened to, and in the middle of having to retreat an entire fucking city, right, or castle, whatever, he's like, your brother's outside, you want to go talk to him? Instead of being like, bitch, you need to handle the West Wing, I'm gonna handle the this is what I mean. Delegate.
But not only delegate, I feel like these people are like 9-year-olds.
I mean, it's giving that.
It's giving that. Like,
you know
are
what
you
we don't
kidding
have
me?
time for right now? An emotional scene. We don't.
We don't.
We don't have time
I need
for
to
this.
empty this. You need to.
This is one of those
you
times,
tell?
Sarah, to be like, I don't have time for this. But you have time, apparently.
to just go talk to Hayden
Go
and
talk to
listen
your little
to
brother.
him. Be
Instead
like,
of throwing
I
him
don't
through
want
the
to be
fucking
a
shadow gate.
burden. Whatever.
Instead of throwing him straight through a shadow gate and not talking to him, you're like, let's have heart to heart.
And then what does she do after that?
Bro.
She's heading to the forge.
Why? Why the fuck is she going there? What is in there that she needs so bad? I don't understand her. Oh my God.
To be fair, I riled you up because she pretended to go to the forge.
Yeah, I know. She's like, I gotta go to the forge, and her brother's like, okay, but really, she went to go see
Meet
her
the Hazraks.
whatever. But like, where is she always going, bitch? Because where was she gonna go? Inside with her brother and do what? Nothing. I just can't with her.
I know.
So
So
the
she meets the
shows up.
Hazrak.
Yeah.
She's as rude as ever. It says that
I can't
it
stress enough how fucking stupid that is to me.
I know.
This is a celestial being. It is creepy as fuck. It is described scary as fuck.
And
she
it
mentions
obviously-
how she can feel the power emanating off of him. And she continues to provoke him.
And all it wants to do is help you. At this point, at this point, you have to realize every time that thing shows up,
It helps
it's
you.
to try to help you.
It does something beneficial to
like,
you.
Why are you here? I don't want you here. I don't like you.
Go away. Why are you here? Like, bitch, are you not understanding that
Are we
you
for
need
real?
any help you can get? Literally any help.
So, great. It says that, it knows that the witch people did the thing that they was supposed to do with the turning the vampires.
We find out that the witch went against what her clan
Right.
stands for.
Yeah.
Did dark magic. That's
Exactly.
why she became this, like, whatever she is now.
Exactly. And the Hazrak does say that because of that spell, it ruined something for it, right? And then it comes back and says, like, hey, I've come to provide ale to you. It says it's a 2-part gift. The first one, it magically gave her last night. It gave her the rune, right? That was the rune that showed up. And she was like, why'd you give me this? And it said the rune is its name. And it doesn't grant magic the same way other runes do. But it gives her the ability to undo or break something. Okay? Which is cool, fine.
So
At this
don't give it
point-
to her because she's a fucking
idiot. Yeah, so we did need red mic, so. And does you have your little red thing on?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're here. Like, in this point, I felt like again, this was another plot that was just too easy for me. Like, it was just like, oh, because he gave it to her and she didn't even know about it, and that's how she saved Tao.
And she just knew to go fucking touch Tao.
Yeah,
and
like
please.
this was cheap for me.
Very cheap.
This was just. I was like, okay, I'm reading.
It's giving Violet. It's giving, like, not only does she have a brimstone rune, not only does she have the fucking alchemist rune, but she has this special rune nobody's ever had from the Hazrak,
Yep.
which is a celestial creature that's older than the world that we know itself, that
Yep.
can undo and break things. Like, please, what the fuck else?
And she didn't even know about it. Yeah. So, anyways, she's dumb again, and is like, "What if I don't want your name on me?" Wah wah wah.
How about, oh shit, you gave me this rune? I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and say thank you.
And then it's like,
She's such a dumbass.
she's so ungrateful, so
ungrateful,
childish,
so ungrateful.
so stupid,
So
And then
stupid.
she's like, and the Hazrak is also like, you'd return a gift, like you're so weird.
Yeah.
Like he's probably been, or it has been alive forever and has never met someone so dense as this person.
Stupid as fuck.
No wonder you humans look stupid to all of these other majesties or like fantasy creatures, because who does that? Whatever.
Moron.
It relays that it helps save Tao, blah 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 blah, and then it goes, and I'm going to give you another gift as an apology for what is to come. Because that it has seen through the eyes of Adina, and Sirius's food is not food. Sirius's future is not easy. And the Hazrak might be partially to blame.
That interested me.
If the future's not easy, the whole other part has been. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, but I was like, wait, what part do you have to play in this?
Yeah.
The Hazrak is giving surreal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I literally thought that, which is, its own thing, but whatever.
I know, but it's, I don't know if it's because it's just like the template that people follow, but there's so many like drawbacks. No, not drawbacks, but like things that you could pull back and be like, that reminds me of this from Avatar.
Which is totally cool because when you create fantasy worlds, we have same elements. It's your job to change the story so that it isn't the same. So when I read this, I didn't think, oh, this is a cheap shot of the surreal.
No.
It reminded me of it. Yeah, same. But I didn't feel like, oh, this is copy paste from another book. So that's okay. Well, whatever. At least she tries to ask what is coming this time, right? At least she's like, well, wait, tell me more.
Yeah,
because she has been useless. Yeah, literally. The Hazra says like, nah, anyways, second part of this gift, I'm giving you the ring of the Lord of Midnight to Foley. Ceres is
so
like
his own ring.
Yeah. And Ceres asks the Hazrax that the name that is inked to her skin is really not her name. No, his name. You get me?
She's like, this isn't really your name.
This isn't really your name. And the Hazrax is like, you're so clever. You've almost figured it out. And I'm here like, really? I haven't figured out jack shit in this book.
I was confused. I was like, wait, what does that mean? So I thought you said it was your name.
This creature thinks that she's clever.
What she's saying is that like his real name is not Hazrax.
Right.
And he's like, yes, you've almost figured it out. Figured what out?
What? Like, that's what I'm saying.
That she needs to go to the forge.
But seriously, listen. Not only have we figured out nothing, and now we're in dangerous territory, guys. This is why the red mic is out too. Now we're like 10 chapters from ending this book, and I haven't figured out anything, right? But what bothers me is, again, it's like this little bullet point of like, make Ceres like feel like she's the best thing ever.
But I just want to point out,
the Hazrak is like, you're clever. This was a personal offense to me.
Okay, well, I just want to point out how you just told her, I'm not telling you my name. And she's like, so the Hazrak's not your name? Duh, I just said I'm not telling you my name. How was that clever? He was like, oh, that's my name on there or something like that. And she's like, oh, so like, this is like Hazrak in her head. And then he's like, I won't tell you my true name though. And she's like, so your real name's not Hazrak? 1 + 1 = 2. Correct. Yeah. And also, whose name would be the Hazrax? The is my first name, Hazrax is my second name? Obviously, that's not his fucking name. That's what people call him. Or it, whatever the fuck.
I mean, I just think that she's the most unclever person in this entire book. But anyways, chapter 43, we find the witch Isabel trying to find Ren again, which is like great because at least they didn't forget about their friend. But at this point, I'm sincerely not concerned about where he's at.
Oh, my bad. So this is the part where Laura starts choking the witch. Basically, the Fisher's questioning Isabel. Lorith is furious. I'm telling you, they have way too much hatred. I think that something is going to come from this. And it's because, like, Isabel's like, I can't find Ren. And Fisher assumes that someone has Ren, but doesn't want them to see. Isabel says, like, no, not necessarily. It could be many things. Essentially, they just, like, argue. And then that's when Fisher says that, like, okay, I know what you did. You used forbidden magic. Yeah. You used dark magic. And
he's like baiting her a little.
Yeah,
he's like, oh,
okay,
I should.
Well, let's go to your clan. I want to thank them.
Like, I want to. This is what an ethical sacrifice that you have made. And she's like, no, stop.
Can I just say, I don't have time for this. I would have been like, okay, so you use dark magic, right? I'm going to tell your elders. And like, let that play out like that. I don't have time to do this walk around. You guys are supposed to be evacuating. Yeah. And you're in this room fighting. So whatever. They argue. That's when Lorith uses his magic, chokes the bitch, and then fucking dumbass Ceres walks in and she's like, "What are you doing?"
So I have a comment here.
Okay.
It's very important for me because I wrote out barf coming up. I literally wrote that. Fisher lets Isabel go. Okay, we don't torture.
Because Sarah said so?
Yeah. Yeah. Not only that,
No.
though. This is my favorite. This is awesome. Ceres is like, send her back to the witches. We might need them again.
So you're
Fisher
calling the
goes.
shots now?
Not only. Fisher goes, she's so decisive.
Oh, yeah. That was so cringe.
Strategic. I knew Ceres could be both, but I liked
Ceres
seeing this side of her.
Is a dumbass. Strategic where? What strategy has she come up with other than going to her forge? I fucking can't. Like, what do you mean she's strategic? What part? What strategy has she come up with? Please tell me.
I read this line and I was like, this is the worst book I've read in a while.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Okay, I take it back. I'm not, okay, like, I just literally read this line and I'm like, what are we talking about? Because, like, I don't know, I might read too into these books. I don't know. But not only did that piss me off because Ceres is, like, literally the stupidest character I've ever met. Isn't he a commander of, like, a gazillion years?
His main job is to be a tactician, which is strategy.
Está él perdido y ella también.
Well, I'll be honest.
Pero él
I don't
está
think
peor
he's a
que
good
ella.
general at all.
Pero él está peor que ella.
How many fucking troops has he lost in this whole rock?
The whole thing.
Like, he has
whole
lost so
thing.
many troops. And because you know why? Because you're never there. You're always with her. You are at war. I cannot. This is about...
It's insane to me that he got stuck with Malcolm in that stupid maze for, what was it, like 100 years or something? And then as soon as he's done, he doesn't give a fuck about his troops and he just goes and...
Ceres
left, Ceres right. Ceres left, Ceres right. I literally was reading this and I was like, this is why. It's not just I'm mad because the book had a lot of potential. It's that I'm reading like... I don't know what I'm reading at this point. I'm just like reading words.
Like at this point,
that has no
Renfis
depth.
is more of a general than he is, and now he's missing.
Yeah.
So they don't have a general.
Anyways.
Lorith, maybe. Danya. But sure as fuck not him.
Yep.
So whatever. He's choking Isabel and stops because Ceres walks in and yells, stupid.
Yeah.
She announces that the rot has arrived. And then this, again, chapter is a whole lot of nothing. They all start going through the date.
The Shadow Gate, the Fire
Tal
Spray
wants to
Stay.
go home to buy land. We don't know why, but he does. So I guess they decided, like, once we get out of this area, we'll send you home.
So they pick like a rendezvous spot.
Yeah.
Ceres goes first. Fisher's like, I'm right behind you. I love you.
He has that stupid little fucking fox. And
So-
right when he enters the shadow gates, he hears...
I have another thought. Just really, really quick.
Okay.
Just because I have the red mic. Foley's like, OMG, you're so in love. Fisher's like, shut up. I can't help it. I don't know why this exchange also made me roll my eyes. It just makes me feel like you guys are high school jocks and like in like a movie, not even like real high school jocks, because like I can't even
You know
imagine
what's funny about
18-year-old
this?
boys talking like this.
You know what's funny about this is that they're supposed to be like hardened warriors, and warriors would not be like, oh my god, you're so in love. They'd be like,
Shut up, I can't help
bro,
it.
you're like obsessed with her. You're so pussy whipped, like, or something like that. And then he'd be like, shut the fuck
I
up.
can't help it. I was just like,
This was just not the way that like they would in a normal world interact. I mean, again, I know there's different guys,
I guess,
and they all
but I'm
have different
telling
ways
you-
of being. But Fisher is so stereotypically like, I'm a warrior, I'm hardened, I don't have emotions. Like, in what world would he be like, I can't help it?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just like, what? I don't even think 18-year-old like jocks would talk like this.
No.
Like, be so for real. This is straight out of like, I don't know, a like cringy like romantic comedy in high school, like TV guys. This is not real. Like, be so for real.
I think the problem with the book is that it's giving way too much romance for us. That's
think?
not been built up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, fair. That's true. Yeah.
But I think like, okay, there's a lot of crazy shit happening, and it is all taking a back seat to the love that Ceres and Fisher feel for each other.
Yep.
If this was the foundation, maybe in the first book, or if all of the shit that's going on now showed up at the end of this book,
Yeah.
then it would have been an easier way to explain, like, well, they were building their relationship, now this shit has happened, and now similarly to Akatar, the third book was very war-based.
Yeah.
And it was, they love each other and they still like want to be with each other.
But I never felt like it was so, like, I feel like the plot was plotting harder than the romance.
Because they were focusing on the war.
Yeah,
because that was
the
the
war is
primary
important.
thing. I mean, there's plenty of times that Feyre and Rysand are not together because she's doing this and he's doing that, and then they come together at the end of the night.
Exactly.
But that's not what happens here.
No, when
they're
Fisher
glued to
and
each other,
Ceres-
and it's all about their love
Yeah.
and the fucking stupid dream cabin.
And if they are separate, Fisher's doing something and Ceres is walking to the forge.
Fucking Ceres. She's too busy.
So anyways, Foley steps into the Shadow Gate. Fisher steps on after. Something weird happens in the Shadow world where they're like going into Realm. And the first thing that we hear is, "Hello, dog."
Yeah.
Chapter ends.
So that opens up chapter 44, which essentially opens up to mayhem.
Yeah,
Sarah traveled through the gate with Hayden.
Well, with all of them, really.
Yeah, but she was partnered with Hayden.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, they're all there, but she comes out of the gate with Hayden, and she just sees blood, vampires, or
They
not
just stepped into like
feeders.
a whole chaos.
Feeders
Yeah.
attacking, freshly made feeders attacking the Fae.
Yep.
And she's just like, what the fuck? I will be honest, when I was reading this, I was also like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's kind of a catastrophe. I wouldn't really say anything interesting happens here, but
No.
the gist of it, unless you have something you specifically want to talk about.
I mean, honestly, it was just kind of like, well, I mean, thank God she remembers to check the book, right? So that's great.
Yeah.
So she
And
checks
it's
on
really
it.
helpful.
Yeah, it says, read on after the trade. So what trade? No one knows, really.
But I think that
this is after the battle. That's what I mean. Like, they do
Yeah.
the whole battle, whatever. They get
basically,
into this house.
They get there. There's a battle. She goes and she is trying to find Lorith. She finds Lorith. He says that Tal ran off and he just started like bursting like feeders, and that she starts to freak out because she's like, fuck, we need to find him. He's like, don't worry, we'll find him. She at some point lost Hayden. She's like, oh my God, Hayden. Which, wouldn't you in this situation be tied to your human brother? But no, not her. She runs off because she's too busy going to the forge. So she's running around.
She found the forge in a
Fucking
store.
idiot. She sees
Guys,
Lorith
no,
and
that didn't happen,
Carrion,
guys.
and they're fighting their way through the feeders. And so she ends up fighting Hayden. Tambien, he was passed out, wakes up. They essentially just fight their way through these feeders into the town because Lorith told her, like, hey, Zovena and Telena and Everlane and the husband of Telena all went to like a house in the city. So that's their rendezvous point. They all go over there. And then she opens the book and reads it, and it says nothing.
And
it
then
says,
they say it just read on after the trade. Then they argue about what to do next because like none of them know anything. Then the person.
well, Telena tells them that Zovena ran away. Idiot.
I mean,
Idiot.
Who gives a fuck?
Idiot. You're not a vampire anymore.
I mean, maybe she was just trying to end her life because.
I don't think so. I think she was trying to get the fuck away from them. But like, at no point have we talked about her being a skilled fighter at all. She's just been a powerful vampire.
Yeah.
So she runs away. But yeah, then they start trying to figure out like, what are we gonna do? They also couldn't find Tal. So Tal and Zovena are missing. Isabel
What's
can't locate
interesting,
Fisher.
The only thing that I do find interesting, because here's the thing, even though I am heavily annoyed by this book already, I am still trying to gather some like lore, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe this will fix this or whatever. So the person that like they're in the house of one of the like they're in a clan. They're like what are they called? Satyrs, right?
Satyrs.
Satyrs. Yeah. Satyrs. Satyrs. The person's like, they're like, oh, is there a Quicksilver thing? And then she's like, no, it's like a freaking village. We don't have any of that. And then she calls them realm portals, which was interesting because it's not like, she's like, oh yeah, you can go to the different realms, but whatever. Then they start finding out things like they know that the horde that attacked them came from Silverian. So now they confirm that Madra knows a way to travel between the realms aside from the Quicksilver.
Right.
Okay, so this is interesting because we know, like, okay, so you don't have a Quicksilver here, so how did they get in here, right? So Madra has some other type of magic.
Right.
And then they continue to kind of give us more info on that. They find out, they kind of state to everybody, the Silverian is powered in a way they can't understand, but it's the strongest magic. It's circular, right? And the city is fashioned after, like, the shape of a wheel. The whole thing is like a sigil. 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 The whole city is the biggest spell work ever created. And I'm like, how do you know that? But okay, great. I'll take your word for it.
I thought you don't know anything about magic.
Ceres tells Isabel to ward against the magic, but they need something of Madra's. So her and Carrion go to get that
They're
stuff
both like,
in the
oh, I
next
know
chapter.
what to get.
Yeah.
One thing to mention, they're like, where the fuck is Fisher? Like, throughout the whole thing, they're like, where is Fisher?
Yeah.
Nobody can find him. Of course, esta estúpida starts freaking out, and she tells Isabel, like, find him. And she tries the same shit. It's like a locator spell that she tried with Renfis, and she's like, I cannot locate him. So she's, like, low-key shitting herself, but she's like, oh, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Of course, Lorith and her fight about it, and she's like, yeah, no more, okay? She can't find him. It's fine. We'll find him another way. And then, like you said, Carrion and her fuck off.
Yeah. So the next chapter, Sirius and Karen go to find on one of the dead bodies of the feeders, like something of Madra's to bring back to the spell work.
Yeah, because some of them are, like, guards.
Yeah. So that way, they can use that of Madra so that hopefully Isabel can find a way to ward their realm against Madra
because
so that she doesn't
those
keep...
pouches have the ashes of sacrifices and Madra's hair.
Yeah.
So that would be a part of her. So they go...
Exactly.
They do find some satyrs that are throwing off a warrior, and they get it off of her... get it off of that thing. And then on the way back...
But wait.
Okay.
But wait, because I love this part, right? And then Carrion is like, OMG, what a beautiful view. Like, how pretty is this village, right? And she goes, nothing can be beautiful when Fisher is missing.
Oh, my God.
I might be nitpicking. This is totally fair, guys. But
I mean,
I'm just like, this girl sounds like not even 15. I think this, like, who talks like this?
Yeah.
Like, not even the clique when we were 12 sounded like this.
They didn't.
Okay, whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, also, isn't it a little embarrassing to you that you're being so, like, you who is so guarded, you're being so out there with, like, Fisher?
Yep.
But yeah, anyways, so they're like, cool, we have this shit, let's go back. And she notices Tal.
Yeah.
And she's like, you go ahead, I'll be right back. And she goes and she sits next to Tal. Tal is sitting next to
I love this
Zolvena's
part.
dead body.
Having a little pity party over there.
Yeah, so he's like, it's not fair, I keep escaping death. He's like, I came to the cliff to throw Zolvena into the ocean. He's like, I found her, she was drained of all blood. And I was going to kill myself, but...
Then I saw the sun.
Then the sun came out, and I haven't felt the sun on my skin for like 1,000 years or something like that. He's like, and suddenly, like, I just couldn't do it. And Sarah says, like, basically nothing. And she's just like, looks at the sword that he was using, and she's like, yeah, that looks like Tal to me. Puts it against her sword. A drop of quicksilver falls from her sword to that one. And then she's like, it's a god sword now. That's it. That's all it takes to make a legendary sword.
Do you see what I'm saying now? Like, do you, like, I know you see. But
She activates
do you guys
her
see?
Quicksilver rune, whatever.
Do you guys see how ridiculous this is? Nimrel, Solus, hasta el God Sword de Lorith. Huge, like, backstories. Danya had that for a century.
Took trials to get them.
Takes trials. It was given to them. It's an ancient blade by the gods themselves with special powers. I can make one like...
She finds a random one, puts her sword against it, and is like, here you go.
And he's like, oh, this is for me?
Yeah, so I'll say 180 from the Tal that I like. He's been very... And I get it, he's going through this crazy transition now, but, like, he is not acting in a way that I'm like, wow, that's the Tal I like. That's the Tal I love. And I don't even really want to judge because I do know that it's like a crazy thing for him. He has struggled with being a vampire for a really long time. But he's essentially very, like, nervous about it. He's like, I don't know. I don't think I'm worthy. Essentially, he grabs the sword and they have their own conversation. And he names it, what does he name it? Hold on.
Nothing worthwhile.
He names it Tarsarin, meaning redemption. And then she and him smile at each other, and she's like, just promise to fight with us. Like, as if, bitch, I don't have to if I don't want to.
BFFs now.
Which, like, you have barely spoken to me this whole time. So, anyways, pointless. Then they're on the way. She's on her way back to the town, and the satyrs are all, like, there's, like, a crowd of them that are just running. Yeah. And they come up to her and, who is it, Carrion? Mm-hmm. And they're like, where is he? No, up to her and Lorith.
Yeah.
And they're like, where is he? We know that the heir of the Winter Palace, Ivelia, we know that he's here. And fucking Ceres is such a goddamn idiot. She is like, and stares at Carrion, and Lorith is like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But Ceres is like, so all of them are like,
I'm telling you, this girl is
and they stare at Carrion, and they all bow down. She basically reveals who he is. Yep. They all bow down to Carrion. They ask him, like, hey, please sit with us and, like, address us. We're honored, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I don't know what the fuck to say to this. And they're like, figure it out, because these are your first words to, you need to be careful what you say. So he's just like, thanks, I like your horns.
Which was funny.
Yeah.
That was like,
and that's pretty much
just
it
funny.
for this chapter.
Nope.
Oh, okay. What?
Ceres pins Lorith to tell her where Fisher is.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And he is like, I can't tell you, because what if you go try to do Fisher's plan by yourself? Promise you won't. She's like, I promise I won't. He tells her the plan. We don't know the plan. We, the ones that are reading this book, even though we're in her stupid head, she's like, I have no idea where he is or what he is doing. At the end of Carrion, addressing these people, she remembers how to find Fisher. We don't know what the plan is. Mm-hmm. And Lorith is like, wait, but don't go alone. And she's like, sorry, gotta go. And he's like, okay. What the fuck was the point of the promise?
It does drive me crazy how much free reign she has, because she's brand new to this world. She is literally nothing. Yeah, she might be the queen by rights of, like, the blood court, but the blood court's been dismantled. And in all honesty, like, if we all formulate a plan and part of it involves this nothing person suddenly becoming a queen, you're still a nothing person to me.
Yeah.
Like, you're still a piece in the plan, and you don't just get to be, like, a boss now and tell me what you're gonna... Me? Bitch, I've been here longer. I'm a part of the plan. You are a pawn in the plan. So, whatever. She's like, gotta go. And then the next chapter, chapter 46, opens with Ceres going up to Danya and telling her, like, hey, I need your help. This was so stupid to me. All of this dialogue was unnecessary. I thought she was going to ask Danya for something big.
So stupid.
I thought she was going to ask her to help her with something. What she needs Danya to do is knock her out. And she's also acting like she really needs Danya. And then when Danya keeps giving her pushback, she's like, whatever, then I'll ask someone else. And it's like, then fucking go ask somebody. Why would you start with her?
Why do you have to find Danya? No one else can knock you out.
Why do you start with her? Start with whoever the fuck you think will be more compliant.
I can maybe read into it and be like, maybe no one else wants to hurt her as much as Danya wants to hurt her.
But then start with that.
Fine.
Be like, hey, I need you to knock me out. And, like, yeah, she might have some questions, but it won't be this back and forth where Danya was like, I'm not going to fucking help you. And she's like, I know that you feel guilty because of Kingfisher and because he was gone this whole time and he was your general and you couldn't find him and he was being tortured. And I know you feel bad. Like, why do we need to do all of that just to be like, knock me out, and her be like, okay, you should have started with that. So she knocks her out. Why does she need to be knocked out?
So we find out.
She needs to go into the dream world.
Yeah. Do you think this is as stupid a plan as me? Because how do you know Fisher's asleep?
I think, okay, the reason why, and I didn't really understand what the fuck was going on until I reread this chapter like twice, was she needed to go to sleep to go where she wanted to go. And it be like lifelike. And she knows that she can do that in dreams because of Fisher. But I'm like, how do you know that you can go anywhere other than the cabin? And she was like, I can't sleep, so I need someone to knock me out.
There's a horde of feeders that you just...
And the reason she needs to go there is because there's something there that she just remembered, like, oh, I know how to find Fisher. There's something in this, like, Kalish in the palace.
Yeah.
That
We
she
don't know
needs
what
to
the hell
find.
she's talking about.
Well, now we know.
Well, I mean, still, how does she know that? How do we know that? How
No,
did she know that before and didn't use it before?
I inferred this. So, like, I don't even know if this is correct. But
Oh, great. So we're as confused as ever.
well, I think I understand. But, like, I feel like I had to put it together myself. And I would have preferred for her to just fucking say it.
Oh, my God.
Or at least confirm it. But essentially, she goes, Kalish is, like, covered in rot. Zovena should have been there. And she's, like, running around. She goes up to the room.
She can't find Fisher. She goes to his bedroom door. It doesn't want to let her in. She uses the Hazarak rune. The door opens. Fisher's inside, sitting in front of a fire. He looks out of it. It's not really him. He's not really there. She's begging him to talk to her. And then the Hazarak appears. And guess what?
What does
Surprise.
she say to him? What does she say to him?
Leave!
Go away. What are you doing here? And he's like, bitch, do you know how to greet anybody? He straight up is like, hello. Do you know how to say fucking hi?
I mean, are you kidding me right now? And it goes to this point where he's like, we find out, right, that the deal that she made was for the Hazarak to observe her.
Wait. She says our deal is broken because the blood court is dismantled. And he's like, you're an idiot. You said that you would have the same deal with me that I had with Malcolm. And my deal with Malcolm was not to observe the blood court. It was to observe him. So our deal is still on. How many fucking times do you need to make a deal that fucks you over for you to understand how to make a fucking deal?
That's what I'm saying.
This girl's a moron. And then in this chapter, she's like, I need somebody with me to make deals from now on. Honey, just shut the fuck up and stop making deals.
What is this girl?
And I told you when she was making the deal with the Hazarak, I was like, I would need an attorney
like
present.
30,000 footnotes.
I would need, yes.
Thing.
I would need stipulations, details. I would need everything. I'd be like, we
Yep.
need to come back to this tomorrow. I'm not making ningún deal right now. Tomorrow we can do it after I've thought about
Yep.
this some more. And she's just like, yeah, fine, whatever. Yeah, fine, whatever. Leave me alone. Get out, whatever. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? These are like blood promise. You cannot resist your oaths.
Yeah.
So this come mierda finds out.
That the deal she made was to observe her, not the court.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then she asks for the favor that the Hazarak owes her on this deal to bring Fisher back. It says that it can't, and it can't tell her where he is. Great. Let's move on. Then this tells her to fulfill what she came for. She has 1 minute. But
Well,
before we get into that,
No.
yeah.
She says, I want to cash in my favor. Leave me alone. You can't watch me for that.
Oh my God, yes.
That's what she says.
Oh my God,
and the
this
Hazarak
girl.
is like, bitch,
I would ask you to reconsider.
this the fuck through. You're gonna need me. And she's like, I don't need you. That's what I want. And he's like, why are you here? And she's like, I'm trying to wake him up. And she's like, no. He's like, no, why are you here? Think. And she's like, oh, I remember. She's looking for something.
Yeah, she's looking for something. We don't know, right? We don't know what conversation with Lorith. We don't understand why she decided to come here. Because, again, you're right. She can't be finding Fisher. Because how do you know Fisher's knocked out? Okay, great. So she's going... Which, by the way, this is a whole other point that makes no sense to me. When did we start fucking jumping real places in the dream world?
Okay, that was one of my problems where I was like, how do you even know that you can fucking do that? Why are you taking a chance on that?
How did we get here? What part in this fantasy world do we know? Oh, yeah, they jump from here to here in their dream and then their real life.
Yes, very unplanned.
And you can battle people here.
And how do you not know that it has to be with Fisher? Like, how do you know the logistics of this?
I'm telling you. I'm literally telling you. I was like, okay. Literally, how did we get here?
This pissed me
But
off a
sure.
lot. The way that she was like, I'm going to use my one favor. She's such an impulsive idiot. And so, whatever. The Hazarak is like, bitch, think this through. What do you need? And he starts, like, twitching. And he's like, you have a minute before I have to fulfill your wish.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck. Because he's like, you're going to need me for a different favor. And she's like,
Yeah.
fuck. So she starts looking. Eventually, with, like, 30 seconds on the clock or 20
Yeah.
seconds on the clock, she finds what she was looking for, which is a crumpled piece of paper.
Under a tiny ceramic figurine of the kingfisher bird. The same one that she had dumped on her nightstand a week ago, along with the bits she had been carrying in her pockets. It was a folded piece of paper artfully crafted into the shape of a stargazer. It was the first little bird, the one that, like, tried to chase her outside of the
Yes.
library and it fell.
Yeah,
right?
and then that lost its magic, and she
Right.
just stuffed it in her pocket and kept it moving.
Yeah. And she gets it and asks the Hazrak the favor to take her to the Wicker Wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says, take me to Kingfisher, doesn't she?
Does she?
Yeah. She says, take me to where Kingfisher is. And the Hazrak complies,
Okay.
which is the Wicker Woods.
Which is the Wicker. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we're making things up, so who knows, right?
Yeah.
Like, this really, really bothers me, dude. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can get knocked out and every time that you've fallen asleep,
Yeah, this pissed me
you go
off,
to
too.
this cabin, but now we know that you can be knocked out and you can realm
Go
hop,
wherever the fuck you want.
realm hop, and you're real. Aren't you knocked out in Irishtar or whatever? But now you're real. So wait a minute. So in the not real world where the Hazrak is giving her this favor, is he then transporting her real body over there?
Well, he did. Yeah, he transported
okay.
her real body with weapons, by the way.
Okay, great. So where she was, everybody's like, oh shit.
What the
She's
fuck happened
gone.
to her? Yeah.
She disappeared.
No, this chapter really,
part
it really pissed me off also
Yeah.
because it was like, first, how do you know that you can travel from like place to place in your dreams? You've only ever been to the cabin. You've never tried it anywhere else. Second, how do you know you can do it alone? You don't know if Kingfisher's awake or asleep. So like, you don't know if he's going to be there. Third, why are you such an impulsive idiot? You have a celestial fucking being that can grant you any favor you want. And you're going to waste that on leave me alone? When you're in the middle, bro,
You know what that
you know
is?
what I would have thought of to do first? Be like, I want your favor to be that you're going to stop the rot. Try that. Probably I can't do it,
Literally,
right? But
right?
try.
But try something
I want
worthwhile.
you to unmake me a fucking vampire. I don't want to be a vampire anymore. Try that. I want you to give
leave
me
me
foresight. I
alone.
want you to give me foresight so I know what's coming. Like, of all the things you can fucking ask for, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Are you stupid or are you that pissed me off so much because I was like, bro, you're such a brat.
And let me ask you this. Do you think this was written to make her seem immature? Like, oh, she's so stressed?
No, I think it was written to make her seem like a badass.
Like, I don't
Like
need
a
anybody?
strong, like, independent
So this is
badass.
really bad then, right?
I
Like,
think so.
This is bad. Like, this is not... This is... She's so stupid. Fisher's so stupid. I mean, I'm sorry. I've said this a million times, but I'm going to go back to the fact that he's commanded armies for centuries. And he's dense. And she's, like... I don't understand how you are queen of a realm and then she's lady of Kalish now, right? So she has a double title.
Yep.
And you're still here like, leave. I don't want you. You know nothing in this world. You are nothing. You are powerful, but you have no idea how. You've never even trained your abilities. Let's start with. Maybe she was on the way to the forge all those times to train. We'll never know. But this whole thing just becomes a repetitive annoyance to me in the entire book because she just is written in an insufferable way.
She really is.
She's insufferable to me.
Yeah. She really ramped it up this book in terms of insoportable. I think that our our summary, like when, the ones that we always do where we talk about the book and give our opinions and all that, I think that one's going to be pretty heinous. I think it's mainly going to be us complaining the whole time.
We might need to get this. We might need to get the second red mic for that.
Yeah, we might.
We might. I don't know.
I think we might. That concludes 46.
Yeah.
And I know we were supposed to do 41 to 50, but
this has already been longer than I expected.
listen, we're looking at our notes for 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, and it's just, I think it's going to take us an hour just for
to go
those
through
chapters.
those. Yeah.
So to save you from having to watch a 2-hour video, this one is we're going to cut it here. And we're going to resume our next episode with chapter 47 to 52
and the bonus chapter from Carrion's point of view. So as we're leaving off, she's running in the woods with the Hazraks. And for our next episode, we'll start with chapter 47 and go through the deep dive for the rest of the book. Yeah. And you'll get another hour of us being pissed. And hopefully, if we can get it in time, we'll get another red mic.
Yeah. If we can get it in time, at least for the video where we're going over everything.
Yeah.
Then we'll have 2 red mics. If not, then we'll have one red little thing and one red mic. You can have the red mic because you feel it way more than I do.
I mean, no, but for real, you scream too because, like, are you kidding me right now?
Well, I'm pissed. I don't like the book. I don't
like this book.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
I think I hate it.
It's okay if you do. I think I had given Quicksilver a 3. I don't see this getting a 3.
This is a 1 for me.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Carla's like, you need to sleep on your decision.
Yeah, we'll get there. No, because I kind of agree with you, but I think I want to marinate on it and just like really. It's not going to be a 3. That's for sure.
It's not going to be a 2. That's for sure.
No, but so yeah, that's our read through opinions recap of chapters 41 through 46. Let us know if you have a different opinion because this is the point in her books where things usually turn up, things are crazy.
Yeah.
Things are exciting.
Yep.
You're like living in the movie. Cool shit is happening. So let us know if you agree with us in any way or if you're just like, you guys are fucking completely wrong.
Yeah. Like you guys are so complainy. But it's true. Like this, she's running in the woods, right? So it's about to climax. We find Kingfisher. Yeah. So we need to but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next episode.
Well, let us know if you have any different opinions than us. I don't know how you could, but let us know.
But let us know if you do. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next time.
Bye.